there's this big button
that says
that
go
says
live.
go live. So we're live on YouTube.
All right, guys.
You ready?
Ready when you are.
What's up, everybody? It is episode 4. Episode 4. I can't even believe that we've already been going for 4 full episodes of Two Guys, One Cup. That's how I always want to see it. Welcome to Two Guys, One Slot. I am the slot master, 316.
And I am Bubbas Pics, 316. Mic good? Sound good?
Yeah.
All right.
It sounds super gooder.
We didn't test my mic, so we had to test it on my opening.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's what a lot of bands do. They just go out and play a bunch of music right at the beginning and then play. So here we are. Hi. Tonight we're gonna discuss what went on during the week since our last podcast. That includes the Pics that Bubba had, and right before we went on the air, his dog of the week was cut just a little bit short because Mariota, he threw an interception
At the 1 yard line.
and you would have won.
Yeah, they had tried a few. I think it was like on third down. I'm not for sure, but you're going in 4 down territory there because you're behind. All they need to do is score a touchdown. Basically, going to win the game. Tried to make a pass over the top, got tipped up in the air, interception.
Game over.
I was like, shit, it's gonna win, it's gonna hit, and then you're done.
Dog of the week.
You're done.
A year done. I was super pumped up because I was eyeballing that too. I was like, God, he's gonna win. He's gonna win. He's gonna win. Dog of the week, and then year done.
Yeah.
All right. Also, we're gonna talk about the week's events because last time when we got done with the Stream, the podcast, I do have to apologize because I was the one that went crazy and started yelling at everybody.
It was worth it.
So we've done some investigations, and we know who it is.
Yeah, we know exactly who it is.
We're going to talk about a little game we're going to call Overrated or Underrated. I'm going to give some things out to you, and I'll discuss them as well. And then we're going to talk about last night's stream that I went down to the casino and had a pretty good stream. And we can talk about that.
How late you go?
About midnight, I think.
Okay.
So we can talk about that.
And the other one relates to the casino.
Yeah, we'll talk about her.
It rhymes with Rambo.
John Rambo. And then Bubba's gonna give his picks of the week again. So, all right, let's just dive right into it. So, last week we talked about how this whole TikTok thing is super strange because we started doing it about almost full 2 months ago. And I absolutely fell in love with the whole thing, TikTok.
Yeah, it was a blast.
It's
great. It's a great time.
It's super fun. It's super fun going, and
it still is super fun. But
I agree.
You have a few idiots that just want to spoil it for everyone.
And TikTok is a really strange. It's awesome. It has its unbelievable things. I have Slotmaster 316 has 55,000, almost 56,000 followers on there.
That's amazing, man.
Got a whole bunch of views on a lot of videos early, and cut to that's the good. The bad is that it's way too easy for people to report videos, comments, live streams. It's way too easy for you to get shut down.
Yep.
A homeboy that I follow a lot who just became live, Droopy Paws, he's out in California. He just found that out. He just, for no reason, people are just reporting him, and he just had the ability to go live maybe last week in his very first live. He was done. You're done.
So did he get, was it just appeal, anything like that?
He appealed, and he won.
Yeah.
And he was able to go live, but he'd already shut the whole thing down. You know, he had to sit out like 4 hours it took for
Yeah.
the thing, and he'd already gone home, and then he got the email that it was done. Hey, thanks, Shenanigan King. $2 in the super chat. It says, love the slot master and Bubba. Hashtag Fwee Bubba.
Fwee Bubba.
So he was done. So that's the bad of TikTok. And the ugly of TikTok are all these. There's so much weird ass drama that comes with all of this.
Yes.
It's just, and I try to be drama free. I try to stay out of it. You and I just try to stay in our own lanes, just do our own thing. And you know, people just, I don't know. The trolls are trolls, but and I don't mind the trolls if you're funny, but you know, there's a point.
Yeah, making comments and stuff. But you're gonna go reporting stuff, and again, we know who they are.
We do.
And it's
we know who they are. That's all we can. That's all I want to say. We know who you are.
And I just don't get it because I have never once reported anyone. I have never once done any of that to this person, to his
people
friend. Yeah, I've never done any of that. And
I
so
didn't-
that's what I'm confused. I don't know if they think that since they were getting banned and suspended, they thought it was us doing it to them. I don't know. But I never once did that.
I think that's kind of how the TikTok kind of used to be the old wild west. I think that people, I don't even know about it. I just got it 6 months ago, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Started broadcasting 2.5. I think that people get super jelly and then they go on there and then report their competition. And this person that's doing this competition or this reporting knows what they're doing because they have been around the block. They know exactly what to do. They know exactly what buttons to push. They know exactly which ones to report that'll get you shut down. And they have, I would probably count in a conservative estimate, 50 accounts that they have.
Probably. And counting. And then who knows their posse. You know, their loyal followers. They probably have them on a short leash saying, hey,
go to this,
go do this, go do this, create your accounts, which is just BS, man. I mean, Jesus, get a life.
Right.
We weren't the ones doing that to you, so
yeah, I don't understand it. I don't care. I don't care.
No, look at the people who look at their track record from stuff that's come to light. We kind of understand why
you know what type of person that person is. Yeah. So we know why they are who they are. Patty, what's up? How are you? Let's see. I don't know. I mean, on anything else on that is, you know, I don't even care anymore. If you come in and you're talking smack on the live,
you're gone.
Blocked.
Right.
Block party.
What's the worst thing you're gonna happen? You're gonna report us?
Yeah.
We've been
don't even
going
care.
through it right now. Who cares?
Don't even care.
Just go sub to my YouTube though, please. I need that.
Right.
Just so I don't have to mess with TikTok.
Sub to Bubba. Fwee Bubba.
Bubba.
Bubba's Pics 316. He is off of suspension this Saturday, the 3rd. Does it give you a time, or do you just?
Yeah.
Is it the same time when
like
I was
military time
screaming?
Yeah, about that.
So it's going to be about 5:30 Central or 8:30 Central.
It's insane. People need to get a life.
And the appeal process, out of everything that we've ever done, that was probably a legitimate. I mean, I was screaming, but. And that was, and again, sorry, that's, that was, I shouldn't have let that stuff get to me, but I just got sick of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, and when I started, I thought it was, oh, ha, 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 fun and games. We're going to get banned or whatever for a night and we'll just appeal it. But when they start calling the casino and making things up, that's where it gets weird for me.
Yeah.
And
they're just taking it too far.
That's like dangerous.
Yep.
For me. Every 99.99999% of the people that I've come across have been so nice, so supportive. Every person that we've met, down there has been so nice that recognize us. Everybody that I see wherever has been so nice. It's two people. We know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'd like to say it's on.
It's on.
It is on. We know it. So
they might have opened a can of worms that
I wonder if we could.
They can't close.
Their bodies are writing checks, or their mouths are writing checks their bodies can't cash. It's just it's crazy when I talked to the casino host and they came up to you. I had to pause my live. He asked me to do that, so I paused my live on Sunday. He came up and he was just like, "Hey, I wanted to finally meet you in person because I've talked to him a few times for various things via email." He gave me a cell phone number and he's like, "If anything like that happens here on property again, let me know." We looked up the phone numbers. We knew it was two people that did.
They're still trying to trace it back.
They're still trying to trace it back. They have the phone numbers.
Yeah.
And everybody there at where we play is aware of what goes on. And it's real weird how everybody has flipped their script whenever I go in there now. All the security is like super nice. Well, hello, how are you? How are you, sir?
They like put rose petals down when you're walking. Oh, where are you going next, sir? Firelink? This way.
Oh, this way, right here. Are you going to the green cash machine or the orange gold one with the spin? So yeah, they're super duper nice. So we appreciate the hospitality.
Yeah, they're amazing
at the casino that we go to.
I think what's funny, the other casino that followed you.
Yeah. So the other casino where we live followed me on TikTok, and I tagged them in the video that where I was roasting them, and they haven't responded yet.
No.
Well, but hey, the ball's in your field there, buds. So I know it's a girl that does all the TikTok stuff. So anxious to see how she handles it. That's pretty funny. I don't even care. I don't even expect anything. Unless they give me like, I don't know what they could possibly give.
Could they do? Yeah.
I don't know what the price is for me to return to that place, but it ain't cheap.
No, I don't personally. Even if it was approved, I don't like the games. I don't like the. Don't have the same feel there.
It doesn't. It seems like you're just getting fleeced when you walk in there.
It's like a rectangle, so
yeah,
the shape is weird to me.
It just feels like
that makes sense.
Yeah, it's weird, but I don't know. Well, I'm always, the door's always open. I'm a very open-minded person.
Yeah, of course.
And try not to have any enemies, and whatever. But that place sucked, and I want to give people my real opinion on what it is, and I'd expect people to give me their real opinion
on what they think. And yeah,
we're not getting paid to play anywhere. We're not getting paid to play where we play.
So many of those in the chats. He's getting paid to do this.
I'm not.
No,
you're not.
People,
we don't.
There are probably some people out there that do get paid, maybe, but it's not. It's not him.
Yeah.
It's not. No.
We don't have any sponsors, so if you'd like to sponsor us, the Slot Master, 316 is the email address.
Hey, Will.
And Wilf
joined.
What's up, man? So that's cool. And the overwhelming support, the subs that we have, the fact that people pay $5.99 to watch two ding dongs play slots is pretty amazing. And let me tell you, and I speak for Bubba, I'm sure that we're so appreciative of all of the gifts that you give us, all of the subs, the merchandise that everybody's bought. We had another order go out today. I did a little customer service. Mag's order got held up, and I called over there to see what the situation was. And I forgot to approve the design. She was one of the first ones that ordered the beanie, and it had to be digitized, and they wanted to make sure it was good, and it sat in there, and I forgot. So I reached out an email to Mags and said, "Hey, girl, your order got delayed. It's on its way." And then about 45 minutes later, it shipped.
There you go. Where does it ship from?
Georgia, I think. Georgia. Have you got your order yet?
No,
your
not yet.
Samples? I think it's coming. I thought I saw yours it might be tomorrow or Monday.
Can't wait. It's getting chilly. Need
And
that blanket.
And and so the other thing about TikTok, it's pretty easy. Well, it depends. If you're, it's not easy, but it's you can gain an audience a lot faster than you can on, say, YouTube. It took a
Yes.
long time to get 1,000 followers for me. Instagram, the same. I don't even mess with Snapchat or Twiddle.
You
Um,
can go, but you can go live
you
on
can go live on
Instagram. I didn't
Instagram.
know that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's kind of
it's
cool.
good. So
Well, let's talk about what happened last night with your playing, your technique, and let's talk about your technique first. What made you sit down on which slot, and then we'll get into.
well, well,
Well, you just go at you however you think it's
I
best.
think how it came about is I kind of got off to a little bit of a slow start last night, and it was just a little weird. I don't know. I just was some nights you get off to a slow start, sometimes you get off hot.
Yep.
And so I was, I wasn't delaying, but I was just kind of feeling out. I was like, because I was originally went down there with a certain amount of money, and I said, once this is gone, it's gone. I'm not gonna get any more money out or whatever. Because that's kind of how I do that, though. I already have cash. I rarely go to the ATM when
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
there.
Only time I do that is if I'm there with friends and
Yeah,
they're staying longer.
yeah. And I mean, I maybe once or twice will go to the ATM since I've started this, but I've got a limit on a loss limit, and then if things are fun and chat's good, I'll stay. But so I was just kind of feeling it out. I had about half of my bankroll left for the night, and I was like, what am I gonna do? I'm just kind of wandering around. Chat was good, and then
Then
Pambo
Rambo.
enters the chat.
See, guys, it rhymes with Rambo. I told you.
Miss Pambo enters the chat, and this
God
fun.
damn, man, I need to start screenshotting it. I wasn't in there when Pambo entered though. I was there when afterwards, and Pambo was a good sport.
Pambo was a super good sport because she could have like immediately reported
Said
me for
bullying,
he's
and I mean
bullying me.
that's the thing, people. This is not bullying. You got to be a good sport. If we're sitting there cussing at you, yeah, we're bullying. But if you're gonna be in here, you gotta have a
You have to have a little bit. If we're giving you the
tough
business,
skin.
that means
Yeah,
we love you.
that's right.
And Pambo came in, and her quote unquote, I need to see some action, or let's see some action.
Lights are on, cameras are stable. Let's see some fucking action. Woohoo!
Pambo. So I was like, okay, Pambo, let's go see this.
So were you walking then?
I was reading, walking
Up the nose we go.
up the nose we go. I was chilling, and Pambo wanted to see some action. So I have been studying this guy who is on TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, or whatever, but I watch him on YouTube and TikTok.
With shout out.
He goes by the name of Jay Fructose. I'm going to get him on the show.
Okay.
And he goes around, he lives in Vegas, and he goes around and will only put like $5 or $10 in these machines, but he walks around to like 40 casinos
Just
and does
looking
it
at
and
these.
does it and does it. He's like Rain Man with
And
these
it's
games.
just this. Which game
There's
is
like
it?
5 games. The only one that they have here in town at our casino is Regal Riches.
So is it basically like where all the fire links there at the start? They're not linked, are they? Like how you have like the New Orleans one, then you have the Chinatown one. Are
What
they
do you
like
mean?
the Megas and the Miners?
I think all those are linked. Each bank for their progressive is linked together.
Okay,
So like if you are on the other side, like kind of not catty corner, but directly across from me.
Yeah.
So like the China Road, the Route 66,
There's
those
like
are separate.
4 of them and 4 of them.
Yeah. Because if I want a mini, your mini would reset on
Okay.
my machine. So the way these Regal Riches works, it's got a mega, a minor, and a grand or whatever. And in the middle, there's this thing that's wilds. So the wilds re-trigger just intermittently. It's random. It's like red spin.
Is this like the blue wild?
Yes.
If you go watch his video, he'll probably have this hit. He's going to chop it up and put it out. But when you watch it, he's talking about the blue diamond that's, I think, lower of the screen, kind of in the middle.
Right in the middle. It's underneath all of the big wilds
Okay.
and mega, and it's underneath that. So if you see a machine that has 7, 8, or 9 wilds on it, sit down and play it. And then you can sit down and go. It's a lot like Buffalo, where you can see how many spins you're going to get. So
Okay.
sometimes the Mega has 85, and that's the highest I've ever seen. It's 120.
Oh wow.
And it resets at like 40, I think.
So that's the
or 50.
lowest.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that's the highest prize. And then the middle one resets at like 30, and then it'll go up and will trigger by 80, something around there. So they all have, I've got all of them. I can't think of what the names of them are now, but they all re-trigger at a certain number. So you go through and you play which denomination. So if you were watching me play Regal Riches last night, I didn't start out with the max bet of 750. I went right to the 250 because it had the highest number of spins for the top prize, the medium prize, and the low prize.
Just like how we did on Buffalo that one night on the
Yes.
75-cent bet.
Yes.
People were
So
like,
you were
"Bet higher."
you were chasing that.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what your bet is on that on like Buffalo, because you're going to get paid the same on you're just going to get more spins.
Got it. Yeah.
So I was watching that that
What did it have? How many did it have when you sat down?
it had like 8 wilds. And so then when I had the 8 wilds, I played the $2.50 bet because that had the highest grand, middle, and small prize.
See, people, it's not all. Yes, max bet will increase your odds on some things.
No, it won't increase.
On some things.
It could. It's going to increase the payout. It's not going to.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. It's going to increase the payout. But betting
Potentially
max,
on line hits.
betting max doesn't. You do not have to do that to hit jackpots like that.
You don't. You don't. There was a guy that was behind me. I don't know if anybody saw at the end of the stream, who was playing Buffalo, and he was doing the exact same thing. And a guy in our chat, Bob, just said the exact what I was just talking. There's this guy on YouTube called Buffalo Bobby. It's exactly what he does, but he only plays at Buffalo. This guy behind me was doing this with Buffalo, and he was betting like $1.50, and he won. He was at $1,100 or $1,200, and he had 60 spins, and that he had like 30 more spins to go.
Jeez.
It was going to go on forever. I didn't stop to watch. But he's so you just have to find out and see what that is. And then the mistake that I made, I went against what I was telling everybody in the chat. You cannot chase.
Yeah.
I put $100 in the first time, and I pulled out
You're
five.
Like, you're like
530 or something like that.
How many of these Regal Riches are there?
There's just one,
There's just
two. There's two right
two
next to
machines.
each other.
Okay.
They're back behind the
Yeah.
Huff and Puff and the Ultra Link or
Okay.
whatever. So you just have to watch it, and you just have to see. You can kind of judge when they're gonna hit, because they have a certain threshold of when they're gonna hit. The highest in the middle wild that I've ever seen is 13. And then if you were watching, I kept getting 5 wilds to trigger, and then I didn't get any jackpot or any hits with it. It was paying me really nothing at the end.
So you cashed out at like a little over 500,
Right.
And then did you go walk around, or did you put another 100?
No, I went and walked around and played for like 2 hours or an hour and a half, and then I came back
to it.
and nobody had touched it, nobody had greased it, nobody had done anything, and I was an idiot, and I put like $200 in and lost it. So I was up 300 on that machine.
But it was
still
for the people. They
Right.
wanted to see it.
Right. I was just, I was just dumb that I did that. So, and then at the end of the night, it was an absolute beat down because I was way up.
Really?
I was way up.
I went to bed.
Way up.
What else did you do after that? Because
I mean, it was.
You were hitting on a few things, and then Regal Witches, I saw that.
Did you see? Then I went to the gold spins. Did you see when I hit the gold spins?
Was that where you pulled the lever?
Yeah, and it went.
Yeah.
I just posted that on my
Did the person
TikTok.
who said that say,
You me half. I'm Venmoing you.
Here's my Cash App. Sorry, guys, we don't play for people.
So then you get
So you did gold spin.
I did gold spins and won the minor. It's the first time I've ever won a minor. It was 350 or 340, 41 or something like that. So
I saw that.
And then I just went and walked
Did
around
the
and played.
$25 one suck you in?
I didn't play the $25 one
That's
at
gonna
all
hit,
last
man.
night. It's going to. It's
What
going
would
to.
just single bars be on that?
It's
Probably
300
1,000.
bucks.
Oh, okay.
Just single
I
one
was thinking
bar
10
all the way
credits,
across
maybe.
is 300 bucks.
And
So,
that's just for one.
oh wait, that might be
credit?
for the $10 machine.
Yeah, it's got to be more than that.
It might be 1,000. I can't remember what
What's
it
the
is.
max bet on that $25?
50. So it's two
Two
credits.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then I went around and played, and then I played some more cash, and then cash machine.
Did you
And
try any train?
I
Luxury
did.
train?
I did the Twain.
Nothing?
I hit it on 25 cent or 10
The
cent.
gold train, or
No, just a regular one. No, it's purple. It was purple.
how long was the?
No, I take that back. It was in the bonus
Okay.
on a 25 cent, and it paid me like 17 or $25 or something, something weird.
The only time I ever hit is when I hit both those trains.
I played
One
it.
of these days,
I played it. I played how you played for 100, and then I
Yeah.
came back. I watched a dude play the way you played, and he milked this like $8 for 20 minutes. Then I went over to the kitty, and I played the kitty.
I never played Kitty.
Got a good bonus on kitty on my foot,
Come
and I
on,
want to touch
Kitty.
it. And then it kind of went downhill from there. So I went back over to Weagle Witches, and I lost $200 pretty quick. And then I went to Ultimate Firelink, and I got a pretty good bonus on there. And then it just kind of went downhill.
The supercharged ones, and then the orange ones on the other side, man. Those, when the single bar line, the first line just hits in the middle, that's when you know something, and it just keeps doing that, and you're not getting. You're
going to get some good cash there.
Mm.
And then so listen to this. So I go over to Autumn Moon. That's the one with the suns
and the high limit room.
No.
Okay, the other one.
All the way over in the back corner.
Yep.
And I play it, and I have, it was like it was not the lowest. I think I played it on like a 10-cent denom, maybe 25. I can't remember what it was. It was a $5 bet each time, and I can't remember what the denom that I played it on. And I got 3 moons, and I got a bonus, which gives you 6 spins. In that bonus, I won exactly $0 in that bonus. Yes, 0.
Ban list?
$0 in that. And
Does
then
that ever even happen?
I've never seen it. It was absolutely insane. I was like, "There's no way that just happened." It was $0.
You've got to post that if you have that.
$0. I do. I'm going to cut that one out. It was 0
doll hairs.
0.0.
Wow.
So, and then I was like, "Oh my God, the worlds are colliding right now." That's one of the best bonuses you can get. So I walked over to Zeus.
Oh, you did play it.
Put 100 bones in Zeus, and there is a reason that is the worst game ever.
I've never played. I never even watched it.
Oh, it was terrible. I was just like, what is going on?
Did you try the Sizzling Sevens at all? The $9 max where it has.
No, I didn't.
I like those.
I like those too. It's just
I went and sat. The people don't like it when we're streaming, but just the 25-cent double diamond old school.
I went over to that.
You can just sit there and play that. Put 100 in, you get 400 credits. You can.
I went and played that.
I'm gonna do that here when me and Ash go.
It was fun. I played an old school slot.
Yeah.
A guy that was behind where you and I sat, like couple slots, kind of, and played the old school slots when you hit that big one. It was full because there was 2 other dudes there playing. And then I went and I cruised after. I was just like, at that it was weird because some dude in my chat goes, "Be careful right now." It was like at 5 till midnight, and I didn't even think of anything. I didn't think anything of it. I was like, "What are you talking about?" And then he goes, "At the end of the month, for 10 minutes, they shut basically the casino down." And I was like, "Wait, what?" And sure enough, that's right when I hit the 0 bonus on the Autumn Moon. I played another slot machine. 100 went instantly. Zeus went instantly, and then I went back to Regal Riches, and $200 went. So
like
instantly.
He's basically saying that they have a quota that they have to hit.
It had something to do with the first of the month. They just reset it from 10 minutes till midnight until 10 minutes after.
Shit, I wonder if you were there. Like
I was exactly when
11 minutes when they restarted.
I don't know, but that was. I mean, that's conspiracy theory, but that's exactly when I was there, and that's exactly when that that stuff started.
That's crazy.
And it was super weird. And so he was like, I told you, bro. He was like, I told you, you should have just bounced.
Wow.
Should have bounced.
I love the conspiracy.
And he was exactly right. the,
Huh.
the last, like, yeah, Jeff's in the chat and he said your last 40 minutes were hexed. And he's right. But especially that last like 15 minutes.
So did you end up, I mean,
I
you
ended
won
up
some where you did
I
you
ended up, I
even,
think I
down a
was
little?
like up like $13 and I had like $8 in change in my pocket because, whenever we cash out, I just keep the change. But I almost broke dead even after all of that. But the thing about it was insane the amount of gifts that people were
Yeah.
giving last night. That's the most
All that
gifts
corn.
I've ever got. Ed Jan was given the corn.
It
And
has the juice.
it was crazy. It was really crazy. Yeah, Annie said that. Yeah, that kind of makes sense about the time. I don't know. I've never seen that before.
Uh-uh.
I don't know if I've ever been or paid attention to it. But that person called it out before it happened, and then it did.
Yeah.
He called it out at like 15 till midnight, and he said
He's
at
like,
5 or 10 minutes till until 5 minutes. Or it's like you go to McDonald's and the ice cream machine's always. Oh no, the ice cream it's broken.
that guy's like Nostradamus.
He was like Astrodamus. Oh God. All right, so
Well, what's the overrated, underrated?
okay, we're gonna play this little game called Overrated.
We need some D Lucky sound effects.
So I did. That was D Lucky Echo. So I'm gonna think of some things. I'm gonna name some things out to you, and you tell me whether or not you think they're underrated or overrated.
Okay.
The first one, World Cup soccer.
Overrated.
Why?
Just not. I mean, I guess I see that it's one of the most popular sports because it's worldwide. You have all these other countries involved. It's not like Major League Baseball where you have people in Europe rooting for a certain United States sports team. But me personally, you're asking me, my opinion, I'm going to say overrated. I'm just not a fan of it. I don't care to watch it. It doesn't interest me. I even played a little soccer growing up. It's fun to play, but watching it, I mean, I think the last straw for me trying to watch it, trying to get into it, rooting for my country, but then you see a guy just get a little elbowed in the back and he goes down like he just got shot with an elephant gun or something. And I'm just like, come on. And that's just, I can't stand that. So I love hockey.
I would agree. Overrated. I have never in my life been less excited for something that was as hyped as the World Cup soccer was.
Right.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the NBA, but I'll still watch the finals.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of. I mean, I like hockey. I like watching hockey live, but as
playoffs
far
are
as
the
day
best.
to day hockey, don't watch it. Same with baseball. A fan of baseball, don't watch day to day playoffs. I come in. I have never in my life been more just less interested in something that I feel like the world is completely interested in. I'm not. It must be just be an American thing. I don't know.
Is it like the Olympics? Is it every 4 years? 2
Yeah,
years?
4.
It's full.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's too bad. It should be every 8.
It should be like, but it's like you said. I mean, a guy gets like a hangnail, and it's like he's got to get his arm amputated.
Yeah, they carry him off on that stretcher, and then he's back in 10
Here he
seconds
comes.
later.
It's like Emmett Smith. You remember Emmett Smith used to go out on a stretcher? All right. The next overrated or underrated. Nirvana.
Man, that's tough because I love Nirvana. I might say underrated because I know they're big and they're popular, but I don't think they get enough. I mean, you just listen to their songs. I've been listening to the 90s alternative mix on Spotify, and a lot of them have been coming up while I've been hanging these lights. they had some good albums, man. And now you hear how many people know. I mean, I'm sure a lot, but I'm sure there's a lot that don't know. Like Dave Grohl was the drummer.
Yeah.
I bet there's a lot of millennial kids that didn't know that for Foo Fighters. You know, the and when you hear Dave Grohl, to me, when I hear Dave Grohl, I think Nirvana. I don't think Foo Fighters. Um, I don't know. I would say underrated. I think they deserve more. They need to be played more, talked about more. I mean, what has there been any documentary about them?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure. There's been that one that Courtney Love killed Kurt.
I haven't
I've
watched
seen
that
that
one either.
documentary.
But I think for his death, for how they basically started the grunge scene, I'm surprised
I'm
there's
not. I'm not
nothing.
necessarily sure that they came. That they started it, but they were the ones that were the most
Carried it.
popular out of it.
They definitely
Like Alice in Chains and
Soundgarden,
Soundgarden.
Pearl Jam. Well, they're not. Pearl Jam wasn't really.
Yeah, well, they were out of that whole Seattle scene. The fact that all of those bands came from a very small area in
It's crazy.
Seattle is insane.
Just that whole time frame. You take those guys, and then you add like Stone Temple Pilots. All those albums, man. That was a great era of music. Still listen to all that stuff
I don't.
religiously.
I think that they are. I think that Nirvana, for everybody else that's in there, I'm gonna have to say they're overrated. Only because the other bands, and it's probably an unfair statement because of Courtney killing Kurt, but I don't know what their longevity would have been.
Mm-hmm.
Like Stone Temple Pilots had a huge success. Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam.
Well, when did
Nirvana
Lane
gets
Staley died though? I mean, Alice in Chains.
They were so good.
And
man.
then when he passed from his overdose, I wonder. Yeah, the guitarist, he was their main writer, and he's still going. So, but his voice, you can't.
Jerry Cantrell. I think
you can't duplicate Lane's voice though.
It's crazy.
The
God,
whole
it's
era, and then Soundgarden. I mean, shit. Yeah, now since you said that, I would say overrated if we're throwing all those bands in there.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because Nirvana gets all of the credit for that whole thing that happened, and I think but it's unfair because of their time was cut so short. But I mean, you
That's
play the cards you're dealt.
What would have their longevity have been?
Right.
Could they have kept putting out? Which
you never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Could have been the greatest of all time. All right, staying in the music category, Bruce Springsteen.
Ah, shit, overrated.
Why? Is it because you don't like him?
That, and I put him in the same category as Bob Dylan. What made them? We'll say Bob Dylan for another. That's another thing to talk about. But Bruce, I don't get it. I'm 42. I'll be 43 here on the 12th. You could say maybe I was a little young for when he came out. He was the boss. Everyone loved him back then. He had a few songs that I love, like Born in the USA and then Glory Days and I'm on Fire. But after that, he got so big, and I don't understand how.
I think it was because Courtney Cox went up and danced with him on stage. I don't know if this for sure. He's the most overrated asshole on the planet, and he somehow has sold over 150 million albums.
That's what I don't understand. If there was money laundering in the record industry, it's his record sales.
Right.
Because who the fuck buys that?
I think wasn't Born in the USA an anti-American? I think I need to search. I need to see. We need somebody. We need a Russ Factor right here.
Yeah,
researching that Born in the USA was a fact an anti-American song.
Was it something about Vietnam, or was it about like? I just remember it on the movie Cheech and Chong, where they're running down the hill, crossing into the States, and it was born in the USA. Love
The
Cheech
first
and
thing
Chong.
on Google says "Born in the USA" is one of the most misinterpreted songs ever written. Most people thought it was a patriotic song about the American pride, which I think he ended up turning it into and cashing in on,
Cashing in on it, right?
when it actually casts a shameful eye on how America treated its Vietnam veterans.
Yeah.
Springsteen considers it his best song, but it bothers him that it is so widely misinterpreted. Okay, we'll give all that money to veterans then, boss.
He's an asshole anyway, from what I've heard.
Pardon my French, but you're an asshole. Okay, staying with rock because music is more of my line. Led Zeppelin. Overrated or underrated?
As much as I love music, and obviously 311 covered one of their songs, Dire Maker. To be honest, I have never been big into Led Zeppelin. I've never.
You didn't go through your high school Led Zeppelin 4
No.
stage
I never
like
went,
most people do?
Never went through a Led Zeppelin stage. I mean, I think some of their music's good, but I'm not one of the big fan junkies. Honestly, I can't even answer that question. I would say underrated based on I don't know much about them, but I'm probably way off. There's a lot of Led Zeppelin hype out there.
I think that they're overrated only because of the fact that
This is a better question for you.
all of like the majority of their songs were stolen, were ripoffs. Like Stairway to Heaven was a ripoff, and that's I would probably consider that was one of their most popular songs.
How'd they just
They
rip
stole
the beat
it
off?
Yeah, no, they stole
someone wrote it.
guitar. I think the name of the band was Spirit. I can't remember the name of the band, but they directly stole the riff from that. So I think that's and then they were doing a bunch of whole weird stuff with they stole a whole bunch of old blues albums and stuff. So I kind of think Led Zeppelin and Rolling Stones are like in the same category.
Stones stole a bunch of stuff.
Well, I don't know about, but they ended up paying the guys. They got sued. Zeppelin had to pay some money, but I just think the Stones are overrated too. But I mean, it's probably because they've been around for so long. Like if they had 2 or 3 records like Nirvana, you might have thought they were the greatest.
What about another one that's kind of before my time? I know my brother liked him a lot.
Jewel?
What do you think? Overrated, underrated? The Doors.
I think they're overrated.
Yeah, that's kind of would be my take. I tried to listen to some of it, but it never. I think they're great for movie soundtracks.
All I can think of is Val Kilmer when I think of the Doors.
Yeah, I still haven't seen.
You've never seen that?
No.
Dude,
There's a lot of shit I haven't seen in the last 5 years.
By far one of the. I mean, that's all I can see.
Is it a good? Is it?
It's a decent movie. I mean, it is an absolute dead nuts on version. It
really?
is.
Okay.
It's all I can think of.
I'll have to check it out.
Like when I see him, like I was like, hey, there's Jim Morrison. It's insane what that dude did for that movie. It's crazy. It's a pretty good movie. But I think they're overrated. Hey, what's up, Quad 731? How you doing? I think that Jeff in the chat said Spirit was the band. They were on tour with them, so they stole all these songs. It's just weird. If you just look up all this stuff, it's weird that they stole it. Okay, one last one in the music category. Metallica. Actually, 2 more. Metallica. Underrated or overrated? You'll have to
Is
listen
there
to the
one in the
podcast
middle? I mean, I think they're. I don't think they're either. I was never a fan. I mean, goddamn.
I didn't say these questions are going to be easy.
A certain
Bubba.
radio station in town would play them into the ground, That's all you would hear. And then, so I think that's what put the bad taste in my mouth back then. I think they're great musicians. I like a lot of their songs. I never was that Metallica wearing the t-shirt all black shit like that, but
How is Lars Ulrich going to afford his gold-plated pool?
with all their songs getting stolen
Stolen
on
on
Napster.
Napster.
That South Park was great. Ah, shit.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think they brought metal to the mainstream,
Yeah,
so
I know.
I would think maybe they. I'm not necessarily a fan. And then one last one because the keyboard backup vocalist just passed away. Fleetwood Mac.
Underrated.
Really?
Yeah. The whole band had some great artists. It was almost an all-star band if you think about it. Drummer. Was that Fleetwood or was that it was Mick Fleetwood was the drummer, and then the two main were drummer and the bassist.
And Stevie Nicks is the singer.
Well, the chick who died, people say she had the better voice.
You never know.
And then what's the guy's? What's his name? I can never remember the guitarist. He just came to the Salina Steeple Theater.
What from
Fleetwood Mac? I mean, that's a pretty solid fivesome of musicians.
Lindsey Buckingham.
Right, yes. Is that, and that's who Stevie had the affair with?
I think they all were sleeping together at one point in time. But Mick Fleetwood, Peter Green, Lindsey Buckingham,
Stevie Nicks,
and the girl that just died. I can't even think of her name. Christy McVie.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that they're super overrated.
Do you really?
Yeah, I just can't. I mean, it's like, but I'm biased because I cannot stand them.
Okay.
But you like them?
I mean, I don't mind them. I don't have their. I have a couple of their songs. Like I like Little Lies.
So you've taken the Stevie Nicks poster off your wall?
It was up on my ceiling. The best is South Park when they call her the goat.
That's what I think of.
That's what you. Yeah. No, I don't mind Fleetwood Mac. I don't love them. I don't hate them. I think they have a couple good songs, but I think
the only
musician-wise, I think they're good.
I'm not saying I'm not. I mean, they're all good musicians if they get. Back then, all those people played their songs. They played, whether they stole them or not, they played their own instruments. It's not like DJ Khaled going, doot, 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 pressing a button and another one and another one. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies.
I love that song.
I think the only song that I like by Fleetwood Mac they wrote, but the Smashing Pumpkins did it better.
Landslide?
Yeah.
You didn't like the Dixie Chicks version?
They're no longer the Dixie Chicks. They're the Southern Women or something like that. God. What are they called? The Dixie Chicks are called.
Right. They changed.
Hold on. The Dixie Chicks are called something else.
Crystal Gaines.
Chris Gaines. The most underrated artist of all time is Chris Gaines.
Do your research, people.
Chris Gaines. Look him up. It's quite possibly the greatest ever. I mean, they're ever.
Let's go back to Fleetwood Mac. How many albums are they sold? What are they? Top 20 ever?
Let me look. Fleetwood Mac.
They have to be top 20
albums sold. They have sold 120 million records. And just put this into perspective. Bruce Springsteen has sold 30 more million records than them.
That's insane.
Making them one of the world's best-selling bands.
Who's number one? Michael Jackson?
It's got to be Thriller by Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm. U2 has to be up there. U2, Michael Jackson.
The
Beatles.
The Beatles. The 10 best-selling albums of all time. Numero uno. Thriller. God, that was a good album. Mm-hmm. It sold 67 million copies. So good. Just itself. That's insane. Back in Black by AC/DC.
That's a great album.
51.2 million albums. Pink Floyd, 46.1.
Is that The Wall?
Dark Side of the Moon. You know, like if you press play when the lion roars in Wizard of Oz.
We did that.
It
Several
lines up. You know, there's got to be something to that. There's got to be something to that.
Yeah. We'll save it for the next time. We'll talk about some Wizard of Oz conspiracies in the movie that I'll tell you about that allegedly happened on set. That's pretty good.
That is good.
And you can see it in the.
You can see it in the background. The Bodyguard with Kevin Costner.
Holy shit! Whitney
45.3 million.
Did you see she's coming out with a movie about her is coming out?
Really?
I Want to Dance with Somebody is what it's called.
Number 5 is Bad by Michael Jackson, 44.4.
Jesus, he's got 2 in the top 5.
Meatloaf. God, I would not have guessed that. Bat Out of Hell sold 43 million records.
Jesus.
Eagles, the most overrated band of all time, 42.4 with their greatest hits. I have a hard time guessing that they put a full album together with greatest hits. Number 8, Come On Over by Shania Twain, 41. Saturday Night Fever by the Bee Gees. I don't care what you say. I love the Bee Gees.
I love the Bee Gees.
B. Gibb is one of my favorite with his big ass chompers.
He sings like that. Holy shit.
And his big ass head. I mean, his big ass head was the greatest, and it's like fluffed.
Just that 70s
just
style.
so good. 40.3 by the Bee Gees, and then rounding out was Rumors by Fleetwood Mac. It sold 40.1.
That's the top 10.
Yeah, so they.
I would have missed probably 3 or 4 of those.
I would have never in my life got Bat Out of Hell.
No,
I would have never thought of and Shania Twain
no,
or Bodyguard by Whitney.
I would have thought Garth Brooks, one of his, would have been in there.
Well, this might be rock albums.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. Shania Twain, not to be confused with Luxury Line Twain. All right, that wraps up overrated or underrated. So if you've got some overrated or underrated, hit us up in the comments. We can get to those next week. Next week, write that down. Conspiracies.
Yeah.
In movies, in life. I think we could do a full hour on conspiracy theories.
Yes, we could.
All right, let's get to some of your picks. Let's get to Bubba's pick of the week. So what did you go last week? You struggled just a touch last week. I think you picked 5, and I think you got 2 out of those 5. I don't count the dog of the week in your pick. I think that's just an extra fun throw in.
Yeah, I didn't hit the 5-team parlay, the over unders, but I know I came close. I think I maybe 3 out of 5. I'd have to double check. But my dog of the week I lost, and Andy Dalton did not throw. That's 2 weeks in a row. I think he's thrown 5 touchdowns to 0 interceptions in his last 2 weeks.
There is not a dude in the NFL that's more due for an INT than A. Dalton. That ginger.
Yeah, he's playing a good defense this week too. I can't remember who, but I have him throwing, of course, an interception this week.
All
and
right.
Dog of the week.
They play. Hold on, let me look.
The 49ers.
No, they played 49 last week. Go ahead. Dog of the week.
Dog of the week. I'm going to take the Dolphins over the 49ers.
Tua is going to.
I hope Tua and Tyreek. That offense is explosive. Their defense is decent. God damn. And
Tampa Bay is who Andy Dalton plays.
Okay. Yeah, they're due. Little conference divisional game. I think they're playing almost for first place. Dalton's going to throw 2 picks. But I think Dolphins, money line over the 49ers. There weren't a lot of dogs that really stood out this week. I think the Chiefs have a good chance of getting upset. Well,
they play Cincinnati?
Yeah, only if Jamar Chase is playing for the Bengals and Joe Mixon is back, the Bengals have a chance of upsetting the Chiefs. But if those 2 were out, I'd take the Chiefs all day.
Yeah, I don't really mind that pick. I think Mixon is actually going to be back, so I don't know if that has
Jamar Chase. So if he's back, very good chance. But the injury, I didn't get to see the injury, so just check those out Fridays. Don't make the bets until like Friday or Saturday. Always pay attention to those transactions, the injuries, and so even the game time decisions. Don't gamble on that.
Don't gamble.
I picked 3 games. Let's see. For spreads, I'm going to take Vikings -3 versus the Jets. Jets right now, their backup quarterback last week, he came out and balled out. He did a lot better than Zach Wilson had, and I think the offense really rallied behind that backup quarterback, kind of like what happened when Mac Jones went down. But it's the Jets, and um, I still think the Vikings win -3. Ravens -8.5 versus the Broncos. It's Broncos country. I think the Ravens beat the Broncos by 10 points at least. And then Commanders 2.5 -2.5 versus the Giants. Commanders have been rolling with that backup with Carson Wentz out. So I'm gonna go Commanders -2.5 versus the New York Giants.
I like those picks. That's good. Your thing just stopped because I think you can only go for an hour.
Certain time. Okay.
Yeah, so you can start it back up.
That's all right.
So yeah, we are. So the correction we had, I like to follow up with corrections at the end. The Dixie Chicks are no longer named the Dixie Chicks. They're just now the Chicks.
The Chicks.
Sure would be cool having money in
Chicks.
All right. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all of the gifts, folks. Thank you for spreading the love.
Yes.
We hit a record week last week with the podcast for Two Guys, One Slot. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate all of the follows. Follow Bubbas Pics 316 on Instagram, TikTok, Twiddle. Where else? YouTube.
Yeah, just go check out my link tree.
Yeah.
There you go.
All of those
And
are
that's
there.
all right there.
So if you're in the live on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. Check all our videos out. We greatly appreciate all of the love for everything. I am hopefully going to be in Kansas City with Dana this weekend. So
Boom.
stay tuned. I've got a wedding I've got to go to, but I'm going to try
Slot
to.
Master's accountant.
He's his niece getting married,
So
so
he
I
might have some family.
don't know if he may be able to slip away, but stranger things have happened, so hopefully we can do that. If you want to call us, 316-453-6260 is the phone number. Next week, I'm going to get a guest lined up. I'm going to see if I can get Mr. J Fructose on the line.
I need to go watch his videos.
Yeah, I'll send you some. There's some good ones. Thank you guys, Linda, Quad, David, Natalie, Jeff. Thank you guys so much. David, for hanging out in the YouTube. You're going to be able to see this. We're going to repost it, broadcast it live. So check out our lives on TikTok. You can follow me, the Slotmaster316. Go to the Slotmaster316.com for all of your merch. And I think that's all the plugs I've got.
That's all. Yep.
Any closing words, Bubba?
Big 12 championship conference game this weekend. TCU versus K-State. I think TCU runs it.
I don't think that the refs are going to allow K-State because.
You think the refs are going to?
Oh,
I'm just going to go money line.
If there's ever been a game ever, because the Big 12 doesn't have any other chance to get into that final game, TCU's
it.
Their ticket.
So I don't even know what the spread is, but I'm going to go TCU money line for sure.
All right, one last underrated or overrated.
Let's feel it.
Two Guys, One Slot is overrated. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for watching. It's beautiful chat. Thank you so much for all the gifts. Follow us.
Follow.
Hopefully, Dana and I get to get it on the slot machine on Saturday.
That's going to be awesome.
Be watching for it. Love you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. See you soon. Jay Fructose just posted a